And for the other rookies here, and there's lots of them we've already talked about, well over 30, and one of them, Patrick Dempsey, who has got he's had a big life experience with his acting fame in the United States of America, but he's racing here for the first time as well, and he's certainly finding this quite an experience. I just saw him very briefly down in the Garage area. He's going to be the third guy out in that car tonight, the Team Seattle Ferrari that he will be sharing with Joe Foster, not Joey Foster, and Don Kitts Jr. And he's just so much anticipation building, but he just can't wait to get out of the wheel of that car.
Well, here's another team. Now, we just saw a very quick burst of the number 81 Ferrari, which is being run by, it's run partially by a charity, but also the sort of star feature there is Hollywood actor Patrick Dempsey, who is a renowned petrol head and has done a series of different things, including sort of Toyota Long Beach celebrity races and so on, and is really stepping way outside his comfort zone coming here to Le Mans. He's already had the eye-opening spectacle of the scrutineering procedure through the Place des Jacobins, which is unlike going through tech in any other race series he's ever been to, and is finding it really a bit of a rabbit in the headlight moment, as so many new drivers to Le Mans do. And Mark,
like crazy, he's been up all night and for 2 nights doing that.
Now, and there, there's my problem with it, because we know what an effect a gurney has on aerodynamics, handling, balance, and everything else. You've added gurneys to wheel arches. How can that not have an effect on the cars? Now, we're looking there at Patrick Dempsey and team. So I'm guessing Joe Foster.
That was Joe. No, that is Joe Foster.
Joe Foster there. Yeah. So that means Don Kitts is in the car. That's the 81 Ferrari team.
Along with Robert Davis there, who's from Mazda in the US, and who is, of course, involved with Patrick, because Patrick Dempsey runs a Mazda RX-8 in the Rolex GC series.
Yeah, and by the way, this is, although it's being run under the Corsa thing, it's Team Seattle still, isn't it? The whole thing.
Mike Gouet there, who we saw is team managing it.
Instead, what they've been doing in American racing, they've been doing it for Seattle Children's Hospitals. Here, they're doing it for one of the French children's hospitals based in Paris.
For the two, in fact, yes. They are looking. There's a website in the States where people are sponsoring them per lap. They've got, what was he saying, $1,500 per lap at the moment?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And how many laps do we get through?
330 for the GTs. It's GT2s.
And they've joined up here with a French hospital, if I can, the Messagnac Surgery Cardiaque, which is a paediatric cardiac surgery unit here in France, which is a sort of partner to the hospital project back in the States. So, and of course, having Patrick Dempsey's name with that, linked with that, has suddenly, raised the profile enormously. For those that don't watch television, including me, Patrick Dempsey apparently is a thesp. You do not often see that, because the screen normally, the speed, as we said earlier, is enough to get the water off the screen, but it is clearly also very covered in wildlife. So they're perhaps having problems with that. Looking at Patrick Dempsey, and then into the Audi Sport Joest team. Fantastic amateur. He said, this is, the greatest motor race there is. You can still do it as an amateur, and he's absolutely right.
Yeah, that was shortly before crashing at Goodwood, wasn't it? That beautiful car.
Well, it's but it's beautiful again. Looking at Patrick Dempsey down in the Seattle Racing Team garage, and their Ferrari just outside the door and about to be pushed back in towards him.
I was just thinking, it's a good job he wasn't racing for Hugh Chamberlain, wasn't it? Else he'd been
a long time and cold.
Lots of darkness in Daytona. I mean, I'm fortunate to have many friends. This is their first time here. Darren Law, never driven here. Patrick Dempsey and Joe Foster, never driven here. Chris Dyson, which is a good friend of mine, this is his second race here. So, and all of them are just, they get out of the car just smiling. We build the cars for Patrick Dempsey, so I've got a good relationship with Patrick and Joe, and I got to see Patrick before, as he got out of the car, and Joe, and just beaming, just loves the place, loves the atmosphere. I mean, this is sacred ground for sports car racing, so it's definitely special to be here.